George H.W. Bush was elected president in 1988. As Ronald Reagan's vice president, his campaign was a simple one: continue the Reagan Revolution. The Democrats had many candidates vying for the office. They were known as the Seven Dwarfs by the commentators. The list included Al Gore, Jesse Jackson, and Joe Biden. George Bush had a reputation for being a wimp, and several Republicans ran against him in the primary. After the war, he went to Yale, following a family tradition. Then he refused a position in his father's firm and moved to Texas to become a salesman in the oil business. He later co-founded 3 oil companies. He was elected to the House in 1966 and gave up that seat in a failed attempt at a Senate run in 1970. He went on to become the chief of the liaison office in Beijing, and later he became the head of the CIA. At the CIA, he was known for taking steps to ensure the agency did not exceed its congressional authority. When Jimmy Carter was elected, Bush resigned as head of the CIA and returned to Texas to prepare for a presidential run. After swapping some criticisms with Ronald Reagan on the campaign trail, Bush decided to end his run for the president and later joined Ronald Reagan as his VP candidate. During his time as VP, Bush was a loyal confidant to Ronald Reagan. He traveled more than 1 million miles, meeting with foreign dignitaries and promoting the Reagan agenda. When Reagan was shot and he was returning to Washington from Texas, he refused to fly to the White House from Andrews because only the president lands on the south lawn of the White House. He was president when the Soviet Union collapsed and the Berlin Wall came down. He'd been in direct contact with Soviet leaders for years and played a major role in how all that came about. When the wall finally came down, he instructed his staff not to declare victory and let Ronald Reagan receive the credit. When Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, Bush assembled a large international alliance to force Saddam out. The ground operation took 100 hours to bring the million-strong Iraqi army to its knees. Bush may have been an excellent president, but the optimism for America's future was waning, and Bush refused to go out and tout all the good things he had done for the nation. He did start his 1,000 Points of Light campaign to promote volunteerism in his effort to bring about a kinder, gentler society, and it did have some success, but not enough to stop the people from wanting more. His loss to Bill Clinton was primarily due to Ross Perot entering the race as an independent. He had no issues with self-promotion and won 19% of the vote. Bush was not a wimp, but he wouldn't tell anybody that.